Hello, I'm Christina, and this is my art journey learning pattern design, illustration, and lettering. Welcome to Make Something Small. This week, I'm finally updating my previous calendar and updating my Etsy shop. I went back into Canva to update my calendar, and I started with the cover. I'm going to make this an academic or a financial type of a planner. This planner is going to run from July 2026 to June of 2027. And I'm calling it an academic planner. I went into the grid view in Canva, and what I'm doing here is I am switching out the artwork and the grid for July of 2026 through December of 2026. And then I am going to start by changing the dates for January through June of 2027. I made sure to update the file names too of all of the artwork and the grids to reflect 2027 instead of 2026. I confirmed the dates with the computer calendar for January before I started to update the dates. I realized here that I could just tab over and it would automatically go to the next number to change. I added in a line to split up that Sunday, since that Sunday was also going to include January 31st. I also verified that the date was going to be correct for MLK Jr. Day and any other holidays for the month. I'm putting the dates from the previous month on that first line, and I am changing the color to a gray. Then I'll start the dates for the current month. I'm verifying the dates on the calendar again, and then I'm also verifying the dates of any holidays for that month. I did the same thing throughout all of the calendar grids, and then I went to the back and made sure to update the back of the calendar as well to show that it was a 2026 through 2027 academic calendar. I'm going into my Etsy shop now, and the first thing I'm doing is going to anything that was expired. A lot of the mugs and the stickers that I had put up before have expired, so I am renewing them now. I'm not going to renew the desktop calendars, so I deleted that listing. I had my calendar listed 3 different ways so that I could test out the thumbnail images, but I'm deactivating 2 of those listings, and I'm only going to keep 1 listing. Now it's time to go into Printify and get the calendar updated with my print partner. I'm also deleting the desktop calendar from Printify as well. I'm going into the edit section for the 2026 calendar on Printify, and this was going to be a little bit difficult for me because what I realized was all of the tabs go from January through December, but I was going to be going from July through June. So I had to make sure that I was going to get the grids and the artwork for the correct month there in the right space. I started out making sure the cover image was going to be correct on both sizes of the calendar. The artwork is already uploaded into Printify's library. I'm not really sure now why I ended up going to the March tab and starting there and then going back to the January tab. I don't know what was happening in my mind at that point in time. But for some reason that's what I did. I started at the March tab with September, and then I went backwards to the February tab, and then I went backwards to the January tab to add in July. Each time I changed an image, I made sure that it was going to fit in both sizes of the calendar. I realized also about halfway through that I had two sizes of the images. One was for the 11 by 8.5 calendar, and one was for the 14 by 11.5 calendar. And so I started adding in the right size for that size of calendar. I'm going back through now and I am double checking everything again to make sure that I have the correct artwork, the correct grid, and that they are the same on each size. I made a mistake on the back cover, but I didn't realize it until I started to relist it again and I saw the mock-ups. So maybe you'll realize what I did in just a minute. So what I did was I did not make sure I had the same back cover photo for both sizes. One size still said 2026 calendar, while the other size was the new cover. I did update the title and the description and all of the other information within Printify, but for some reason I only told it to update the tags when I published it back to Etsy. I don't know why I did that. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention to sync it. I did go back into Etsy though, and I did correct all of that. Another thing I did that I thought I was recording, but I guess I had left the record button paused, was I went back into Printify and I uploaded the new patterns that I'd created from my last collection onto some throw blankets. I finished those listings and I also pushed those to Etsy. I'm going to go back into Printify and I'm going to upload also the fall collection that I had made and put those onto throw blankets as well. I'm going to focus the patterns on home decor items like blankets and pillows and other types of home decor. I did turn off some of the products that were running on Etsy ads, and then I also updated which items were on the featured list. I am going to go back through and change that branding, that banner, and that logo. That was just something I put there as a placeholder so I could go ahead and get to get it started. But I do want to go through and get a better banner made and do better branding for the Etsy shop. I have a list of more things to do over the next week. Like I said, I'm going to be adding more patterns and products to the Etsy shop, and then I also need to pin those listings. I am still working on illustrations for the other calendar. If you would like to see some of those images, you can go to my Instagram at Christina Make Something on Instagram. And I'm also going to be starting my new to me mobile home painting project in the middle of May. But first, on the week of May 11th, I'm going to be moving my day job office from my current home into another building. And I will be making videos on both of those live project updates. What have you been working on this week? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that new videos are live every Friday. If you'd like to follow my journey, please be sure to subscribe. That's all I have for this week. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.